Math.
Dude, those are famous last words. Wanting to start a cult. Dude, Chris D'Elia wanted to start a cult. And here he is. Hey, guys. Another episode of the Jerks podcast here at Josephine's. I'm your host, Mark Carsky, with Dan McCarty, Dylan Mahler, and AJ Leidig. Got a huge live audience tonight. It's a good time.
Hell yeah, dude. You're wearing homemade merch right now.
I am.
Yeah.
As usual.
You just wrote jerks on there. I do like your like crafty handwriting thing. It's
Thank
cool.
you. It's very creative. Oh, the graffiti. Thank you. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay, it's
I used
graffiti,
to
right?
get in a lot of trouble in school. We used to say it was gang affiliation in middle school.
If you would write your name in graffiti?
Yeah, I was like, I'm white. I don't know. Look, do you know where we live in Algonquin?
It looks
There's
dreamy.
no gangs.
I forget that we grew up in
the
similar
same
neighborhoods,
area, yeah.
and we have very different outcomes.
You went to a private Catholic school.
I did do that, yeah.
I only went to Catholic school on Wednesdays. So
Damn.
Oh, you did RE?
yeah,
That's crazy.
that's why I hate God.
What did you look like in RE?
Like this, I had tattoos and everything. I was wearing Jerks merch.
I haven't been here in a minute, dude, and I grabbed this chair by mistake. It's like the dental office chair that we have here.
Oh, nice.
Were you
wheels
here
were-
last week? What do you mean you haven't been here in a minute? Wait.
I wasn't here last week, and then I don't think I did the podcast the week before.
You've been dethroned.
Oh, you came late last week.
Yeah, you came last.
Yeah,
It was Valentine's Day, so we know you were busy.
I was
It was
busy with
very
Mark's mom.
memorable.
Yes,
Yeah.
as always.
One of the few stops
Sweet
she had
lady.
that night. You know, she had to make her rounds.
Between
to
here
get her
and
Valentine's
Rudy
cards.
Ruiz's
The
house.
busiest
Mark, you
night
got
of the
14
year.
Valentine's Day cards from your dads.
Your dad's
Yeah, that's what I call them because I can't remember their names. I just call them all Dad.
dad.
Every new guy.
Nice.
I'm like, hey, Dad.
You
How
have
was
a
your
lot of
guys' since we've seen you last? We did a terrible show together.
Dude, can we talk about it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I think we should talk
Hold
about.
on.
Please.
So I'm sitting at Jack Baker's album recording, which, by the way, Jack Baker's special is going to be phenomenal. I want to have him
yeah.
on again before he puts it out, but
Hashtag Team Jack Baker.
dude, it was so good. Really, really great. Happy to be there. You were there as well. But,
was there. It was a fantastic show.
So the guy that ran the show for you guys comes up to us, and we ask him, hey, how'd the show go? And he goes, oh, it went pretty well, dude. Like, he's talking positively about it, and then he describes the show to us.
Wait, who? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yes.
The
Yeah.
showrunner.
Yeah, either way. He describes, he goes, oh, it's pretty well. And then he describes the show and he goes, oh, yeah, good friend Dan Brennan goes up first. Dan does pretty well. But then he does that Vietnam joke and some guy tries to fight him on
Yeah.
stage.
First comic of the night gets
Yeah.
charged by a
That's what I
drunken
mean.
Wasn't
bar
even
member.
supposed to go up. We're just like, this should be fine.
But then he
Worst case scenario.
ends the story by being like, I think we're going to do it monthly. I'm like, I try to limit the bar fights in the,
Yeah.
during
That
the
was-
show.
That was the funniest part of the night.
I
Really?
love the at the end of the night, the guy does come up to us and goes, "So you guys like want to come back?" And we're all like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like, I would love $20.
You want us to come back?
Wow.
But I do love the idea that how did it go? Oh, it was really great. And then he just describes an awful night of comedy.
Well,
Pretty
isn't
much
that the
what
most
happened.
social media
Yeah.
thing
like,
ever?
yeah. Yeah, it was really great. There's like the first comic almost got into a fight.
Right.
Then there was a heckler for the next two comics that just wouldn't
it's-
shut the fuck up.
Really?
And like Dan he like felt bad about the joke because the guy. I was like, don't feel bad.
No, that's not your fault. No.
Offense is taken, not given. And then Dan was also like, I'm a veteran. You can say these jokes.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I stamped my seal of approval on that. Fuck that guy, and everybody clapped.
You're a
Nice.
veteran?
Yeah.
Navy. Does Navy count?
Oh, that doesn't count. Yeah,
It was
no.
Navy, yeah.
I'm kidding.
It's all right. It's
I'm
all right.
kidding.
I mean, he didn't
too.
see any active combat. He just built missiles and bombs.
How was the rest of the show?
Trash.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean the rest?
I don't know, dude.
I mean, I did a poor 13. Dude, I couldn't crack them, dude.
Yeah, they were tough. Mm.
I rocked
It's a bar
20.
show. It's a bar show.
It was, yeah.
It's like this, you know?
Yeah,
No,
I-
this is way better.
I'd agree, but I'm
It's
trying to be
just-
nice.
I got some kudos for saying fuck the guy that charged Dan, and then there was this drunk just heckling everybody, just standing
What
there
was his
like
name again? Frank.
Steve.
Oh, Steve.
Steve lived upstairs.
Yeah.
They're like,
Crazy.
oh no, he lives upstairs,
That's
so he's
insane.
always here.
He didn't
Wow.
like
And
me
he was
talking
just
about
like,
his fleshlight.
Yeah, I just every time he would try and shut up and like shut the fuck up, Steve, and then I told him I would fuck him. He's
Imagine
like,
being
Nice.
Steve
I was
in that
like, I
scenario,
will
though.
fuck you, Steve.
Like
Hell
you
yeah.
live above a bar, and you come down to said bar every night, and there's just this comedy show, and you're like in your pajama pants and Crocs that you just throw on.
We're
He
in
was
his
wearing-
living
Taking all
room.
the trash.
He was
Yes.
wearing a button-up shirt with iron crosses on it. I was like, it's a
You're basically in his house.
yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
He's
Tell
like,
him to
"Take your
shut the
shoes
fuck
off.
up.
What are you doing with
Right.
shoes?"
And he's like, of course this is my show. I could fucking say what I want.
And he had
Right.
like that accent. Like, what are you doing? Hey,
Hey,
I'm that guy.
That should be like, you know how people do pop-up shows?
Yeah.
We should do pop-up shows in people's houses that didn't want us there.
Yeah.
like they
you
don't
just,
know.
They have no idea. It's a surprise pop-up show. You
Was
just
it like one of us just has to start doing Grubhub?
Wait, should we be there
And then
first?
you just
no,
knock
like
and
you
when
just
they-
set up like
everybody
a
walks
like
in.
a
Yeah,
box,
surprise comedy
box
show.
in their front lawn.
Oh,
karaoke microphone through their front window. Deliver jokes.
That's the best if they're not there for comedy. They're just downstairs.
Yeah, they're like, this is just where he goes to drink.
Yeah.
You know, it's his
You're
fucking
in his
first
bar.
floor. We're in his living room.
I do every time I get mad about hecklers, I do think about like, okay, but if I was just a dude going to a bar on like a date or something, and there was just open mic comedy going on and it sucked, I'd be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
fuck
hecklers
this,
at
you
a bar
know?
show and hecklers at a club, two very different
very
breeds.
different people.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Very different people.
Yeah.
Like the bar show, you can like forgive
Because the
them a
club, you
little
came
more.
there expecting comedy. If you came there expecting comedy and then you interrupted, it's like that's a whole different level of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely, my first heckler was at a bar show. And I said, the line was, I saw you playing skee ball like a slut. And then this woman said, boo!
Wow.
Don't slut shame, boo!
Oh. I thought you meant don't
you're
slut shame
skee-ball
skee
shaming,
ball.
you're not.
Yeah.
I was. I
Right.
said, you're playing skee ball like a slut. Like,
That
What a
isn't-
fucking
That's
idiot.
hilarious though that she thought that slut shaming involved skee ball.
yeah.
Like she thought
She's
that
like-
that was like an added layer to this.
Yeah, she's like, that's where he really crossed the line.
Right.
Maybe it's a
You
compliment.
know sluts hate when you say that.
Yeah.
That's where she goes to cheat on her man is the skee ball.
Skee
She's
ball.
like, how is he fucking blowing up my spot like this?
Skee ball is a
ball.
weird sexual activity if you do it with another person though. If you like
I-
guide their
the
head, you know what I
whole-
mean?
Okay,
And,
this is. I
Everyone's
many
bent
holes.
over, you know.
I
Wait,
joined
what kind
a
of girl are you going on a date with? You're like, let me guide you during skee ball. This is the
teaching
one with the
them.
holes in the middle?
Yeah, I'll do it occasionally.
No, it's
No,
there's
you don't do that
goals.
move, you guide 'em a little
That's
bit from behind.
bowling.
No.
Skee ball, they're like this big.
You do it with anything.
Bowling does not have.
Bowling balls
No, I'm
have
not talking
holes
about
in
the
the
ball. I'm
middle.
talking about what you roll it into.
Oh,
Yeah, he's talking about the
okay,
holes
yeah,
at the end of the tunnel.
But the
I think
He's
point
like
is,
I guess.
guiding them like it's a golf swing. He's like, you just.
You don't do that. You like put a hand on her hip and like guide her from behind. You
yeah, you stand behind him no matter what game or sport it is.
know? Yeah.
They're playing video games. You're just over them.
I was a part of a singles skee ball league for a while.
A
Swingers.
singles?
Swingers.
Oh
It was
my
Swingers
gosh.
Yeah.
No, it was at Sluggers.
If I
Sluggers
got it
the
on
bar.
accident.
It was a singles league
It was a singles
for
league.
single
so,
people.
Singles
yeah,
league for
so
skee
it was a
ball.
bunch
My
of like,
God.
you know, men
else
and
are they
women
gonna
got
be?
there, and then they paired you up in teams, and they're like, "No, go play skee ball." And we got
Wait.
together once a week.
With the opposite gender. This was the
There
dating
was the
thing.
opposite. Yes, it was a singles
That's
skee
too
ball league.
Well, I didn't know if it was just like the boys. Hey, we're all single. You know, like the Navy. You know,
like
Hey,
when
the,
we
the
go play
single
skee
boys,
ball.
we're all gonna
Yeah,
go
it's
play
like-
skee ball.
dad softball.
Yeah.
It's also singles.
Singles men's.
In a mural, we have one woman. She's the catcher.
Fucking women, right?
Professional
Okay,
skee ball
that's the
league.
goal, right?
Yeah. True.
Why isn't there professional
goal.
skee ball?
I'm sure there is.
There probably is.
It's
There's
on,
got to be
like-
some league.
It's ESPN.
I bet you the Asians dominate it.
Is there just like
They
mathematical?
do that with most like small sports.
And iPhones.
Small
Small
sport.
parts. You know, they work.
Every sport that like doesn't require physical ability is
Like
like,
math.
Asians' territory. Yeah,
Just be as small as possible.
like that. Mark just said
Gymnastics.
math was a sport.
It's hard.
it is though, dude.
He
Doesn't
was
make
a
you
math.
sweat?
Were you a
Mathletes.
mathlete in
I was
high school?
no, but I was a math kid. Like I'm good. I'm better at math than I am at like English.
I feel like you got good
Okay.
grades and everything, though. Like, you
I
didn't
did
get-
though. I was smart.
Yeah.
I always tell people this. I dropped out of college with 3 A's and a B.
Wow.
Like those
just
were my
like-
4 grades.
I already know this shit.
They were
what am I
just
doing
they
here?
were shocked. They were like, "Why?"
'Cause you
I was
got
like,
the
"I don't know. I'm
B.
bored, man. I don't want to be
How
here."
many
Yeah.
years was it in?
That was I was there for a semester.
Let's say if you got 3 A's and a B, that's like one semester.
I always
yeah.
want to talk to you about this because you went back, right?
Yes.
You went back to UIC. What age did you re-enroll
So-
in college?
Well, so I went to college at 25.
Like you started for the first
I
time.
started at 25.
Online or
Really?
you
in
went?
person at UIC. I thought it was U of C, like where Obama went.
Yeah, U Chicago.
Yeah,
It's not the
and
same place.
It was not. But
I would
only
always
had-
tell people
yeah.
I got into UIC and they'd be like, "Dude, that's incredible." I'm like, no, not that.
Yeah,
No,
I-
not
I-
that, U Chicago.
It was just yeah. It was kind of weird. Because like I had taken algebra and stuff like in the Navy, so I had some credits under my belt.
Right.
And then they were like, "Oh, you got to retest to take like," because I had to take like business calc and all this stuff.
Yep.
And I felt so bad. They're like, "Oh, you don't only not like get to go into those classes, you have to go to like pre-calc." So I had to like
Yeah,
take
the
like
catch-up classes.
all those classes, yeah. And so I was there, you know, as a fucking adult, and there's all these like children, like
You haven't
18-year-olds,
heard
and they're just
calculus
like,
in 10 years.
yeah,
You were
and it
Billy
was
Madison.
it was
They're
weird.
18
I'm
years
like,
old. Dan's going through menopause.
I'm like, it was a little bizarre.
Getting hot flashes in class.
'Cause
Menopause.
I was able to, like, I would have days where like my buddies would, you know, I'd meet my buddies or whatever. We'd have like whiskey and stuff and just be drinking in the back at like a 9 a.m. class. Just because like we could buy booze.
Dan's smoking a
Sounds
cigar in the back of pre-couch.
Yeah.
Girls from my high school would do that with vodka and water bottles.
Well, there was one party because I moved in with some guys and we had a trap house for a bit. And we had like we'd
is
throw
what it
parties.
You guys
sounds
had
There
like
was,
the only frat house on UIC. You're like,
we
"Fuck."
really did, yeah. Like I was in a frat. That's where my
Yeah, I thought
coffee mug's
UIC doesn't
from.
like have frat house. Like, they don't
trap.
do that.
Well, they have like
Except for-
frat apartments.
I
Like
mean, I was there for 4 months. I don't
Yeah.
know shit, but
But we had a party. There's like 50 plus people there, and I was looking for a cigarette. I was like, "Oh, it's a party. I was just gonna bum smokes all night."
Right.
And I went through and I asked every single person there, and they're all like, "Oh, we don't smoke cigarettes." And I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with
I have a
today's
vape
youth?"
though. Do you want to?
Nobody smokes cigarettes. I was so
Tobacco
ashamed.
flavored vape if you want to hit it.
you want to hit
Yeah.
my jewel?
It tastes like unicorn dust if you want.
It's fucking unicorn cum.
lot
But it
of
was
people-
it was a trip.
It
was
is
a
like
trip going
it is
back
like
as
a humbling moment, by the way. Like I was at a cigar lounge the other day, and if you go like from cigar to your vape, and you're like, oh, I feel like such a pussy right now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a real downgrade in
You
terms of
hide
taste.
the vape in those places.
Yeah, no, you don't want to. You openly vape in a cigar lounge, you feel like the biggest pussy of all time.
They will throw you out. They're
Everyone's got
no.
like nice watches and rings on and shit, and you're just out there like, you feel so
Blowing
stupid.
O's.
blowing clouds, bro.
Yeah, you're like doing the tornado thing.
You're
in
trying to
front
do
of all of
tricks.
them. Yeah.
They're like, hey, I'm cool. At least I'm inhaling.
Yeah,
At least I'm fucking inhaling.
that is true. Pussies. The only time I tried to hit a cigar, I like didn't even have it opened. It was with Luca. And then Luca was like, yeah, you have to like clip the end of it first. I was like, okay. Yeah, I don't really fit
didn't
in
cut
here.
it?
So did
No,
he
I
give
Well, how
didn't
would
cut
you
it.
know that? You know,
You
Yeah,
just have
that-
a closed cigar in your mouth? I
I
would
was
probably
losing my,
figure.
my
but intuitively, you would not think you'd have to cut because everything else you've smoked
That's
is
fair.
uncut.
That's
you know?
fair.
yeah, just
And if you've
cigarettes.
gotten like shit from the gas station, like Phillies and Swisher Sweets,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't
Swishers
cut
are always
those.
cut. Yeah.
exactly.
Like, yeah, real cigars, you gotta cut them.
I do smoke like actual Swishers occasionally.
Really?
I don't hate it. Like I know everyone likes Swishers to like roll
the
weed
blunt?
in,
Oh.
Yeah.
but I'll just smoke like the regular tobacco,
Nice.
like a cigar.
Yeah,
like I don't inhale it, but you just kind of.
That's pretty black.
I went
As it
through
was
a phase.
designed.
Nice.
One of the many times I quit smoking cigarettes is where I would go with the black and milds with the wood tips.
Yes,
That's
Those
the
are
next
good.
step you need to take, right,
Right,
there with the wood
right.
tips.
Oh, and I would
Then you
inhale
can
those.
say-
babies,
that's how I
dude.
get darker.
Oh, I would
Inhale 'em,
inhale
yeah.
those fuckers.
I would actually
inhale
use
those?
the-
Oh yeah, I
Your-
smoke like
your
5
body
a day,
hates
dude.
you.
Y'all
for
don't
that,
see
yeah.
rappers smoking
Yeah.
those constantly, dude, just inhaling. I'm like, what are
Really?
you doing? Yeah.
Because once you get used to it, well, with the black and milds, like once you get used to it, like you can, like they're not as heavy as like a cigar.
Yeah,
so
like, if
it
you try-
hurts, but it's like if
I think one time in high school I tried to like inhale a cigar, and I mean you will just cough for 5 minutes straight.
Oh, yeah.
It'll fuck up your whole night. It's
My dad's friend is
if
rich
you don't
and he
clip-
smokes backwoods.
that's dope.
Like a real top G.
yeah.
Right, but like not rolled with weed, just real
no, he's-
smoking backwards.
Well, that's the thing about these like bad habits. Like you really have to try to get into them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time you smoke a cigar, it's not good. The first time I dipped, I like threw up. You know, and
Dude,
then
yeah.
like, you gotta keep doing
Dipping
it.
will throw you for the first time. That's
You
fucked
gotta
up.
keep
Mm.
doing
Oh,
it.
that's
I don't
such a
know,
great.
that cigar you had
fucking
when we were
high,
out
though.
here was heinous. That one.
Oh, that was so bad.
And then Wild Phil had one on the podcast that I was sadly on. Great. It was sugary.
oh,
Yeah, Phil's got
okay.
the,
sugar.
I hate
He
to shit
did,
on
he
him.
did give us
Wait,
those
no,
cigars.
wait. What do you mean? Why would you hate
Because
to
he
shit on
asked
him?
me to do his podcast. Should I do it? I don't know. He's
Well, I
not
mean,
here, is he?
You're the
Well,
only
how do
person.
you-
about
You're the
to
only
sleep?
person
So
here
awkward
who
if you-
hasn't done his podcast.
I have a good question. How do you value 3 hours?
Pretty important in my life.
You
What about
shouldn't do
the
it
hour
then.
beforehand?
If it matters, if you value more than $10 an hour for your life,
I knew
shouldn't go.
I knew exactly where that question was going, and I was like, "This is pretty funny."
If you asked him if you should do it, he'd probably be like, honestly, not really. Like,
yeah.
It's not productive necessarily.
Well,
It's like
the
20
thing that
Dylan
the
was
thing that,
productive during
the
it.
thing
He
that
was
threw me a
fucking
little bit.
editing video.
Honestly, the thing that threw me a little bit was he didn't ask when I wanted. He said, "Do you want to do the podcast?"
Not when.
like at all. And I was like,
You gotta say when.
I don't know, man.
Oh, because then it gives you
open-ended.
the opening to be like, I'm busy.
It just makes you think about
It'd
it.
be
Like,
funny if you just
I've never seen
responded,
it. I've
"I'm
never
sick
seen
that
it,
day.
so I don't know. Like,
I'm going to be busy. He's like, I didn't even give you a day yet. You're like, but I will be.
I think
Yeah,
a
no,
lot
I'll
of
be
people are
sick
in that
that
boat.
day.
AJ.
I'm stingy with
Haven't seen
podcasts.
it.
Like, I don't like doing people's pods that I haven't like hung out with before.
Yeah.
No, you
I
should
did
do
Paul
this one
Farrar's.
then.
He was awesome, but like we're friends, so like it works.
I think you should do it because I want to see what happens.
Okay. Is it just going to be me talking for 3.5
No,
hours?
Other
no,
way
you won't.
around.
You won't talk.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
How-
it's the opposite of
Are
what I
you a
thought.
good
Okay.
listener as
It'll be
well?
an
Because it's
active
going to be 3 hours.
No, I'm a horrible listener.
Well, then you might have a good
I
time.
hate listening.
Yeah, it might be fine.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention.
It's fine. Just make a clip during it. Make something. Roast a college during it. Maybe. Roast
Pull up
his
your
college.
phone as the podcast going on.
Dylan did. He was literally just editing videos.
I saw
so
that's
funny.
the
Yeah.
screen grab is Mark's like this, and then Dylan's
In his phone.
I felt rude, but then I was on there for like an hour. I'm just kind of like, this feels right.
like
Actually,
he hasn't
after a while.
said a word to me
Yeah.
yet. Like
This feels right.
After
Yeah.
you chime back in and it's still the same conversation about how he hates his mom, you're like, you know what? Maybe I should keep working. I don't know. But I need to talk about. He's like, my
That's
mom's a
how you-
cunt. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You
He's
make
like,
it
she's dead. I'm like,
productive.
okay.
Yeah, that was interesting.
you know what they say? The only good cunt's a dead cunt.
I don't think
Hell
that's
yeah.
a saying.
Is that not a saying?
No, I don't think it's a saying at all, actually.
It's a Navy thing.
It's a Navy thing.
Those-
It's you don't
those
know.
boys.
Well, they hate women. In the
Do
Navy.
you do that occasionally?
did.
Whenever you say something, that's a great excuse to just be like, "Oh, that's a Navy thing."
I
No one's gonna challenge you on
Pull the
that.
Navy card. He already
yeah,
did
be like,
last
oh yeah,
week.
no, that is a thing.
Yeah.
That was another thing that I
What?
was
You don't
surprised
use butt
about.
plugs? That's a Navy thing. Sorry.
Vietnam.
You said it's pretty
Navy
gay in
thing.
the Navy.
Is it really?
I did have some salty dogs, some real old guys who are like, God, I remember
what
when
they call
women were
old
first
guys
allowed
there.
in. Oh man, it sucks now. They're like, we used to like walk into a room and there'd be a woman there changing. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It was better when it was just the boys.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, when I'm out at sea for 8 months, I'm very thankful that I'm around women because
Yeah.
it can get to your fucking head.
Well, that's the whole the Odyssey story. Is like they started to see manatees as
The
women because they
sirens.
just
Yeah.
wanted to.
They're just horned up.
You go
They just
long enough
wanted
without
pussy.
women, you just want
Would you have
something.
fucked a
You do
guy on
start-
the Navy cruise ship?
No.
No.
I mean,
The way you said
it's
no.
it's
You
not
would've
gay if it's
waited till
underway.
he
That's a
got
Navy
home.
thing.
It's
not gay if it's
not gay if it's underway.
That makes sense.
Actually, that's okay. That's a good point because you know how people join the Mile High Club and they say oh, it doesn't count as cheating if you're up there. That's a thing. Don't act like it's not a thing.
I
If you're-
haven't heard the not cheating.
If you're a
part.
mile
Yeah,
But a
down,
different area code, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Ludacris. I've heard Ludacris's song.
Yeah.
The area codes thing.
so if you're a mile down in a submarine, does that equal or no?
Well, I mean,
They're
okay,
mild
I do have a
down.
buddy. I do have a buddy
Yeah.
who he got with a hooker overseas, and then he brought
Nice.
VD back home to his girlfriend.
Oh my god.
And then she was like, "Hey, I've got this weird burn," and he goes, "Oh, that was McCarty, and I went to a strip club, and I think maybe a stripper might have kissed my dick through my jeans."
He would drop
And she
your
was
name.
like, "Oh, okay."
But also, Mile Down Club is a lot cooler than
Mile
Mile
Down
You guys
High
just
Club.
pass
Club.
up the fucking dumbest
On
thing
the
I've
I
ever
was
heard.
trying
The guy
to.
said, "Kissed me through my jeans. It gave me VD," and she went, "Okay."
Well, that's why, that's why that always
Usually,
worked
it's the
out.
woman who cheats.
That's
in
a
that
healthy relationship.
scenario.
Yeah.
oh, I'm sure she was doing her thing.
Oh, that's probably why she was like, "I already
She
was
was going
burning."
for it.
She was like, "I'm gonna see if he was."
There are these
Yeah.
people that row across the ocean naked, and it's there's a lady and a guy not married, but they'd have to be naked during it because it would be
Was
you
this
get
like a National Geographic show?
it was just I don't know some YouTube I don't know, but it was just some guy's wife naked rowing across the ocean with another guy who's naked, but it's not sexual. They're not
Yeah.
fucking.
No, it's purely platonic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure in that
And they
situation,
lose a bunch
the
of weight
last thing you
during
want to
it.
do is fuck somebody because in that you're shitting next to each other.
Right.
You're working hard, you're sweating, you're fucking
That's
disgusting.
like Naked and Afraid. Is
You're
like
so-
it's
you're so
I knew
vulnerable.
a guy on Naked and Afraid.
Really?
Yeah, I met him. He had a
I could
hostel
see
out
you
in
doing
Maine.
that.
I could, but I'm a bit of a bitch.
I could see honestly.
Why?
Honestly,
bug bites, mosquitoes and stuff.
I could see Dan doing Naked and Afraid, but not being afraid at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
being
mean?
naked?
Dude,
True.
you shook
Just the
spiders
naked part,
off the
yeah.
tent, Dan.
Yeah, but I had underpants on. There's a big difference.
That's one layer of cotton.
It's a
that
very,
one layer-
It's an important layer.
You
okay?
just make underwear out there out
Mark,
of leaves.
Mark, Dan's on Survivor or Bachelor, and he's just we might as well be naked anyway, you know?
I mean, might as well,
might
right?
as well enjoy it if we're here, you
when
know?
in Rome.
Yeah. Guys, it's for the TV show, you know?
If I had immunity, I would do that for sure.
So you're like, hey, Dan, I heard you were on this season. How come you're not in any of the episodes? Yeah,
Yeah.
I was naked most of the time.
They had to blur me out,
They
yeah.
cut me out of most
Yeah.
of
You
this.
should
Yeah.
be naked and afraid in a gimp suit. This is naked to me.
Dan's even doing the confessionals. He just has his dick to the camera, like not even sitting down.
just
I think you
shaking
can
it at
tell
the
what I
camera as I
did.
talk.
Every
could
time he
see
does a
what
talking head
happened.
interview, he gets caught masturbating. He's like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry."
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I thought it was talking head.
Every Zoom call.
It's just a vacation for me.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I would if being nude was more of an acceptable thing, I'd probably rock it more often
Really?
than not. I think so. Yeah.
You should take your
You got
clothes
a lot
off
of
now.
horn
Do it
balls
now.
in here.
Yeah, it's a little chilly now. You know. No, it's actually
Do it
pretty
for the.
hot in
I
here.
could see you being a shirtless comic, like the Bert Kreischer thing, where
I
it's.
can't rip off that. Anybody who does the shirtless thing, they're like, oh, he's just trying to be Bert Kreischer.
No, but
Right.
yours
I'm
would
not
be
as-
different because yours wouldn't be like this like party boy bravado thing. It'd be like, no, I'm comfortable.
It's just like, no, I just prefer. They just won't let me take off my pants.
It's a Navy
I
thing.
would do that if it's a Navy thing. Yeah, it's a Navy thing. You guys wouldn't understand.
What if you just
I
go
gotta
out in like
take
a
it away.
wrestling singlet kind of thing?
There is. If you find my high school
youth
yearbook,
large.
there are pictures of me in a singlet.
That's so funny.
Wait,
And
could you put on the
I
one you
look
wore that
very
year?
uncomfortable.
on?
Yeah. Would it fit right
Give it
now?
back. I don't know. I don't remember what happened to it.
Give it back.
By the way, okay. Serious question, because
should
we kind of
wrestle.
glanced over this. So you went to college at 25. Does that mean you graduated at 29?
No, so actually, I graduated at 25. I did
Okay.
have it. So the GI Bill was 36 months. So I had to do 4 years and 3. So I was in summer school and stuff.
Interesting, because if I went back now, it would be the same scenario. Like I did a
Damn.
semester. If I went back at 21, I'd graduate at like 24, 25.
Yeah, yeah, and so it was like again, like it was kind of weird initially, but then I joined a frat like my last year there, and that's when I met a bunch of people.
30 years old.
30-year-old in a frat?
It was a business frat because I was like, there's no fucking way that like an 18-year-old is gonna tell me to do a push-up.
Yeah.
Aren't they all?
Like, it's so,
Right. They can't
but it was
haze you.
like-
They can't haze you because you have the Viagra.
Yeah.
You're the
It's like,
supplier.
you guys want booze or what? All right.
Yeah.
I'm fucking as old as your
Yeah,
dad's.
You
Okay.
can rent a car.
Guys,
and
I'll
stuff.
rent you a car.
But it was cool. I ended up. I'm still friends with some of the guys I lived with. They might be coming out to the Jerk show
20-year
Hell yeah.
reunion was coming up, and they just got out of high
in
school.
high school. Yeah.
It's so funny.
It was weird because one of the guys was. So I moved in. We were like, all right, two of the guys were like 21, and then one of the guys was 19. And we lived together for like 3 years. So we were living together for like 3 years. He's like, guys, I'm finally 21. We were like, wait, what?
Wait. So
Finally?
so he was
Oh, yeah,
19. So he was 19. The other one was 21. You were 25 at the time.
Yeah, so I was 24, 25. I graduated at 25, and then we stayed in the place for like 2 more years.
That's a crazy age range.
So I was like 27 when I moved out.
damn.
You learn anything from those guys, the young ones? They
yeah.
teach you anything?
Yeah, I learned a lot about basketball.
Oh, they were black.
No, we were this close to having the full color, but it was Vietnamese, Chinese, and Indian guy. So I was the token white
You
guy.
learn a lot about how
I'm
to
not
make
gonna lie,
iPhones.
that's a smelly apartment, dude. With the cooking, the food they have.
The amount of weed that was smoked in that apartment covered up
Oh.
any food, and also nobody cooked. Nobody cooked.
that's
all-
college, right?
Nobody cooked.
Dan, that's
White
the
Castle.
all-star team of smelly dudes. Just an old white guy, a Vietnamese guy.
An old white lesbian.
Yeah, there was it was a good time. There's one of the guys moved out, and then this woman moved in with her cat, and that stank. She didn't like clean up after the cat. and so
Smelly
it was
cat?
Is that a code word for her pussy, or is it
I'm sure.
a real cat?
Oh,
Okay.
No, she was nice enough, but the cat. Oh god, it would smell so bad because they would just keep it in her room. And then, like, you just smell the box. They would be gone for,
Yeah.
like, days at a time. And you're like, I just
Jeez.
fucking smell that from the bedroom.
My sister works in an animal shelter, and I went to go visit her, and I was like, "I'm so proud of what you do. This is very good for the environment, very like a nice thing." But also, I'm so like it's insanely uncomfortable how bad it smells in here.
Really?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
From all the asshole glands they have to push and pop.
Oh, what?
Wait, what?
Yes.
She works as a vet, right?
No, she works at the animal shelter. They don't.
What do you know?
Oh, well, actually, they probably still have to do it.
But
at
they
the
have a
shelter.
vet tech on hand.
I've
Like
had-
it's
What they
not.
do is they go into the butthole and they have to pop like gas bubbles in their buttholes.
Or you squeeze the gland. So
Yeah,
it's a
squeeze.
gland and it needs to be expunged.
do they
every
do
now
that
and
to
again.
humans?
No,
Asking
unfortunately.
for a friend.
We do them here.
Yeah.
That's actually how I found my G-spot. I was trying to expunge my anal gland.
Too
and,
far. Too far.
Well, no,
He's
it's
just giving you
actually not
tips.
far enough. It was just like I had to go really
Yeah.
deep.
You're like, I need a longer finger.
The G is for
Actually, I had to get a
Goldilocks.
Fucking
My hand went numb because my
yeah, you know, one of those like finger gloves. That's a finger on the. You just put it on the tip of your. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You put on a condom to fuck yourself.
Well, I'm not a whore.
He bought
Then you
himself
should be
dinner
fine with
too.
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're clean.
I'm not trying to get VD or anything.
No,
Can we
Dan is
smell your finger? Wait.
Dan is a lesbian, but he has respect. You know.
It's VD, very dirty.
I have a question. My friend, I saw her post a Snapchat. She said, "No hot girls own cats, aside from Kim Kardashian."
I disagree with that
Damn.
entirely.
Yeah.
Have you met her?
It's so
Hot
false.
girls are mentally ill with cats. Usually.
If she
I
doesn't have
haven't
two
met a hot girl with a
cats-
cat.
Really?
Yeah, they've all had either no or dog, like a little
Or
dog
dogs.
or nothing.
I have seen several
need
good-looking
cats.
ladies with cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably more of a projection, I think.
Yeah.
Dog thing is weird. I was even thinking like there are too many peanut butter dog jokes, and I think you made one last week maybe.
I mean,
I was just thinking the dog thing is weirder than the cats to me.
having
Right.
a dog.
Yeah, because
Well-
the dog is such it's an emotional, it's a more
It's sexual
Right, it's an
with it.
attachment thing a
work.
little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're like a young woman living in like a big city and you have like a dog, it's like what are you doing with the rest of your life then? Because you got to be active for a dog. The nice part about a cat is like you can leave it alone for a long
Yeah.
period of time.
Leaving a room.
But like
for
a dog,
couple
it's like
weeks.
okay, well then you don't have much of a social life if you're
Yeah,
just,
you've got to make sure you're taking care of your dog.
you just got to be home with your dog all the time. You know?
or you could go the
Wait, what?
opposite route.
Close with
You got to
them.
be home with your dog. You just don't.
I feel like hot
You gotta,
girls.
you gotta walk the dog. You gotta feed the dog. You can't just leave the dog home all day.
I
If
feel
you're
like
gone for 8 hours.
hot
you
girls
gotta,
have cats for
yeah,
two
and then
reasons.
you walk it, and then 8 hours later, you
Why?
again.
Two reasons. Hot girls have cats for two reasons. Number one, it's because like they're mentally ill and they don't have like the responsibility to like be around a dog all the time. And the second one is because my sister has cats, and she, you know, it's
Yeah, she is hot.
She's fine.
Pretty babe.
I
don't
feel
want
like
this
Got her
on the
haircut
internet.
just like yours.
I don't want
just-
this out on the
so-
internet. I don't. She does not have a haircut like mine.
Clip it.
I hate it. Don't act like I don't make the clips. Actually, Dylan does not too.
I made a clip.
Dylan made a fire clip for us, dude.
Yeah.
I made a fire clip.
Somebody commented on that. They said, you know, I didn't know you were such an edgelord.
Nice.
Like your stand-up's nothing like that.
Yeah.
You talk an awful lot about
You're
cum
like
on
you
that
have
podcast.
You have no idea
Yeah,
how much of an edge
edgelord.
lord
Yeah.
Dan is. Dan loves edge.
He
Dude,
wishes he could
I
be
do.
an
I'm
edgelord.
edging myself right now.
Yeah.
I just
I'm
checked it
wearing
the
a
other
cock
day.
ring.
The long form, like 10-minute video of you explaining the story with your cousin has like 700 views on YouTube.
Nice.
It's
Damn.
like
Wait,
people
is it
care.
titled "I Fuck My Cousin"?
Pretty much.
Oh, that,
Yeah.
that checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should do like a huge long form video, like start it off seriously.
And a bunch of
It's
shorts.
a documentary about Dan fucking
Then you
his
end it
cousin.
with like, we're not actually related. It's like an hour long.
Well, that was the thing is like I tried doing it at Campfire Stories, which is like it's like a storytelling
yeah,
show.
I
With
with
children,
Yeah.
he's like the,
And,
he's the camp supervisor. So kids get the.
This always happens to me.
Let me tell you a
That's a
story
good
about
idea.
Forbidden. But no, and then I like got into it, and then there's like an audience member. He's like, "Oh, come on, man! I wish I could fuck my cousins." And he was like, "I was
You
like, dude, you're
can.
being like too
How
supportive
many?
right now.
Damn.
Like I'm telling a story. I'm
It's
trying.
crazy
He's like,
Kyle Allen was at
oh,
the
it's
show.
not that bad.
What you should have done was
everywhere.
tell him that he can do that.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you just gotta like buy him a drink, dude. Like, fucking,
Dude, they
it's
probably want to
called,
fuck you too, dude.
Yeah.
it's called being a gentleman. Like, come on.
And a good cousin.
Yeah, you just spend some time together. Like,
It's called being a family man, all right?
Family man.
exactly.
Family
You know,
man
you take
Dan.
care of your family, and they take care of you.
Do you like Family Man Dan more than Dick Pick McCarty?
Family man Dan is funny.
Yeah.
Family
it's
man.
about-
That might have to take over. That's a great one.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
We could tell people you have a family that nobody knows about because you hide it because you're embarrassed.
That would be crazy.
I always thought you
but
were a dad
also-
when I first met you. I
I'm
don't know
sure
why.
one
I always
day I
thought you
will
were like
be.
married with
Yeah.
kids and doing your own thing.
See how
you know?
believable it is?
I'm
I
sure
give
you
I
are.
give off serious dad vibes. I see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Absentee father vibes. Like, that's what the mullet.
No,
was
you
like.
give up like cuck stepdad vibes.
Nice.
You
They
would
call
be
him
the dad. You'd
Dan.
be like, "Ah, buddy,
Yeah.
come on,
Come
Like
on.
stop."
You're
I'm
not my
married
real
with
dad.
Susan, but she spends the weekend with her, with the dad, with their dad.
Yeah.
So
Take
hey,
care
I
of
got
the
weekends
son.
to myself. Woo woo.
No, you're taking care of their kid.
Our HVAC
Yeah, I'm taking
system
care
keeps
of
breaking.
I take care of the kid while she spends the weekend with the dad.
Right. Dan looks like Dan does kind of look like he calls the basement the man cave, but really it's just like a foosball table.
Yes.
And that's it.
There is
No,
a
he's got
foosball
sets.
table in my basement.
Is there really?
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome.
Do you have skee ball?
Yes, we have air hockey.
Nice.
Air hockey and foosball.
Skee ball would be the
Table
ultimate
tennis.
flex to have in a house. Like,
That's
look
for
how
sluts.
rich.
Skee ball in your house is crazy. Same with
That
bowling.
would
be cool.
Like bowling alleys in your house is like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's way more of a
Hashtag
flex.
goals. Yeah.
That is way more.
You know what I think used
That's
to be
just
like
bigger
that, but then
balls.
too many like middle class people got it was movie
Basketball.
theaters.
Movie theater.
I think movie theater in your house, but now people have like 6 chairs and a big screen and they call it movie
well,
theater.
Yeah, and I've
Yeah.
seen.
You know-
Adriel in his basement just has a TV and just 3 sofas. I'm like,
Right.
I guess it's
I
a
think it
theater.
got
Not
less
for him, it's
cool.
not a theater, but it's a theater.
Right. For him, a theater is just any room where there's noise.
Yeah. Life is a
Whoa,
theater.
Holmes, where we walk in?
He's blind. Yeah, that's
In Mexican.
Yeah.
He is blind. But yeah, I think people don't go to the movies as much, so it's not as cool to have a theater in your home. Everyone has a theater.
Yeah,
good
like
point.
my TV is like 60 plus inches.
Yeah,
so
like it's so easy to, it's so cheap to get a big TV. You're like, why would I go?
Uh-huh.
And you get a sound bar, and you're like, this is.
You could also
movie.
get like a projector. Like there's so many
Yeah.
different options.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did go see the new M. Night Shyamalan movie in theaters, Knock at the Cabin, with
Is it good?
Dave Bautista. I actually think it was. It was,
I need that coat.
that is a dope
That does
ass
look like
coat.
a you outfit.
It looks
yeah.
like they killed a
That
bison.
guy looks like me in 3 years, dude. I'm gonna get.
That is you in 3 years.
I need that. I'm just not leaving with that
Mark's
coat.
just slowly evolving into a Teletubby.
You see
really.
the hair? That's what mine looks like when it grows out too.
It
It looks like shit.
Can you
Okay.
grow out your hair
Brave.
for like a year just so I can see what it looks
I'm
like?
gonna need 10 grand.
Just keep
grand?
wearing hats, dude. Just keep wearing hats, and then like one day you'll be like, hey, we'll be like, oh my god, we
Surprise.
haven't seen Mark without a hat in 3 months.
That's how I felt the first time Dylan took his hat off because I didn't know he was bald.
Oh yeah, bald
No
as
one knew
fuck.
Dylan was bald.
AJ was like,
I
"You
had
have
a
a good
feeling.
head shape for that." I'm like, "All right, cool. I hope so."
You're like, yeah, thank goodness.
Now I'm thinking about it. I'm sad I never got to go to a dirty adult movie theater. Have you been to one?
I
We
went
could jerk
to.
off those.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
gonna say
Yeah.
I
I
went
wanna
to
go.
an adult. I went to a sex shop the other day. I was looking to pick up something, and this was during the snowstorm on Thursday. So my watch isn't set properly.
7:48.
My watch isn't
Nice.
We
set.
got a couple minutes. We're good.
But I went to the sex store and it was a snowstorm, right? And the parking lot was packed. And I looked it up to see like the hours, and it was said something about the glory holes. And then I go in there, and there's nobody in the store.
Right.
But the parking lot was packed. So I was like, oh, so they're all in the back.
Yeah,
They're all doing
Like,
it. Yeah.
You just gotta go in the back.
You gotta
So-
keep showing up there, and they'll
So
let
how
you
was
in.
the back?
Well, I met a lot of great guys. So I'll tell you that. My jaw's a little tired, but
Still have lockjaw right
Here's
now.
the thing, dude. Glory
The
holes are great
G-spot.
in theory, but then you realize, like, okay, if you're a woman, why would you ever do that? Because you could
Yeah.
just fuck a guy.
Well, if they're getting
and if
paid,
you're
you know.
a dude, you have to enter that room knowing this is all dudes.
it's all dudes.
Whatever feeling I'm feeling on the other side of this wall is a man.
Why is it
That's-
always
Even if
like
it's good,
that?
it's still a man.
That's what I'm usually thinking about.
It's chat roulette. It's Omegle. It's a glory hole. It's a guy.
Yeah, guys. I
a
mean, we
navy
are
thing.
That is
filthy
true.
fucking animals.
Omegle is like the glory hole of the internet.
Yeah,
Have you done that?
good idea at first.
I only see the clips, and it's guys like pretending to jerk off, but they're doing the dishes.
Like 15
As if I
years
didn't see you
ago.
making
No,
a
I've
crunch
seen
wrap
real
supreme
penises
naked
on
on
that
Omegle,
website.
dude. Get the fuck out of here.
I did do that.
Just cooking in the nude.
Dude, I gotta hold on. This might compare to the handicap chair story.
Okay.
This is pretty fucked up.
What handicap chair
I was
story?
like, me and my buddies were all like 12, 13 years old, and we went on Omegle, and we like, there was like this is like before OnlyFans or anything, but there was like an internet famous girl on there, and we like convinced her to like show us her tits,
Oh, that was the best.
like live on stream.
Dude.
And
But it was just weird because it's like it's odd to be like a group of like 4 12-year-old boys all just bricked up in a room together,
Yeah. No.
staring at the same laptop.
Wait, isn't that kind of what we're doing right now?
That's
pretty much.
you guys
well,
aren't hard?
Well, that's
Well, there's
that's
titties in
basically what porn was when, like, the first several times I ever saw porn, it was with a group of dudes.
You've never
That's
watched
so
porn?
crazy.
Like, you've never watched porn with a friend before?
No, not like that. No,
I
just the
feel like-
Omegle thing. That's it.
back in the day, it used to be with friends.
Yeah,
Like,
it
you'd
used to be a
have-
very social thing, and then you guys all just kind of go off into your corners.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Porn used to be social. That's hilarious.
You'd
And
like
now
share
VR's out.
Playboy.
You
Yeah.
can't be social with the boys anymore.
Right.
No.
Now Dan's
No.
just alone in his house watching porn by himself. Like, I wish the dudes were here.
like that's the worst way to watch porn, like alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no dudes.
Yeah, Louis C.K. hates
This
it. Dude.
fucking
That's
loser
when it's
watching
the
porn
most
all by
sad, yeah.
himself.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, that's
that
what
would
the
be-
ads say. Are you watching porn alone? I'm like,
They
yes.
do make
Yeah,
you
I
feel
do
like a
see
piece
those
of shit
ads.
in those ads. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the alternative is I play your shitty game for $10.
Have you gotten the
And I
ad where it's
also-
like, you could fucking ugly girl now?
Those games. You're not going to make
not
me
that
come in
horny.
30 seconds.
Well, that's Deja Vu's one of my favorite strip clubs because they're across the country and their motto is Deja Vu, hundreds of beautiful women and 3 ugly ones.
Wow.
So funny.
And then Jason Vest, he is
I
Pookie
love
Turds
Jason.
McGee.
Yeah, I love
he's
Jason.
judging the Michigan's prettiest butthole.
I saw that.
Contest.
He does
at
some
Deja
wild
Vu.
shit, dude.
Does.
Yeah.
Jason, I love him as a person, but I'm like, damn,
you
you make some
entering that?
weird career choices.
He's
I
very
think so.
active.
Well, I'll try and make my way out to Michigan.
Do it for the jerks, dude.
He's
Dude,
always
what if I
dressed in the-
won? We take home the trophy. We post it up right over there.
In between the two burpees.
Michigan's prettiest butthole.
Yeah,
Dan
yeah.
McCarty.
That would be a.
What do you want
legendary-
out of a pretty butthole? What are you looking for?
Dan's.
Is it color? Is it?
Well, I guess
Shaved.
if his TikToks are anything to judge by it, you're not looking for a supermodel. You're looking for the girl next door. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
You're looking for a non-veteran butthole. Is what you're looking for.
Because you want it to be
don't get it.
specific. You want it to be weathered.
What?
You want it to be. You don't want run-of-the-mill perfect asshole. You want it to be an asshole.
That's what I'm saying.
You want
Like,
it
do
to
you
be
want
relatable.
It, do you want it to tell a
Yeah.
story, or do you want something simple?
Yeah.
Simple.
I want an asshole with some miles on it. Okay.
I don't want to see a scar. I don't.
You're not.
Scar.
Yeah. Like, what else is gonna be on there?
But that's like the
Those things
imperfections.
feel,
That's the
baby.
beauty of it.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
beauty
A
of it.
smile.
You're not opening that
Give
up
me a
looking
smile.
for
An asshole with a
perfection.
smile.
This podcast
right?
consistently at the end ends up here.
It just
Yeah.
Have you ever realized
buttholes.
that this is where we?
Talking
We do
about
think about
porn
Dan's
and
asshole
ads.
game.
I was gonna say the
Quite a
last
bit.
one. It started there and it just stayed there. It
That's
was just-
great.
yeah. I am glad that we got like 3 non-asshole related stories in here today.
That's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
That's growth.
Almost the most we've ever had.
It is gross.
Speaking of growths, how is your?
Well, I had my 4th hemorrhoid removed today.
Nice.
Doctor says they're
Nice.
coming in great. That's what you get for living on the toilet.
He's like,
you
you
know.
need to
Hey,
stop
what-
putting footballs up there, Dan.
Yeah. What do
You
these
would be
doctors know?
surprised at the elasticity of the human body.
I have seen a woman put a whole entire Grey Goose handle in her asshole.
Why did you watch that?
It's on Reddit. I just watch a lot of porn on there, and I swiped up, and it was there, and I was like,
Also,
I'm
a
gonna keep
Grey
watching
Goose
this.
handle is not that large.
Wait, no,
It's certainly
Oh, the whole handle. I thought you just meant the
no, the
tip of
handle
the bottle.
No,
Okay, okay. I don't know why that didn't compute in my mind.
Yeah, and my friend said he knew a girl who could put a football in her pussy, but that's smaller than a kid.
American or
yeah,
international?
American or good question. You talking
Goal,
lumps or spotted?
goals.
What do we-
That's so good, actually.
Yeah, that was fine.
I love soccer.
We talking American or what?
Is that should we end it there because it's not going to get any better
we
than that. What's
got
the time?
we got 7 minutes if you want to use it.
7 minutes.
I feel like a comic who just asked for how much time I have left.
Yeah, when is the light?
No, we can
All I
keep
know
running.
is those commercials, the pre-porn commercials. They're like, "You will come in 10 seconds if you play this game."
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
also,
I
if I
clicked.
skip
I'm
this
not
ad,
playing that.
Right.
Yeah,
Also, if I came in 10 seconds, I'd call a doctor, dude. That's terrifying.
No,
I win.
I would love that'd be.
What are you
time-saving.
gonna do to me that's gonna make it come in 10 seconds?
Prostate.
That's these video games.
That's I have heard that it's like a magic button.
Wouldn't it be
prostate.
hilarious though if
You've
you
heard-
clicked on those ads that's like you're gonna come in 10 seconds and someone just kicks in the door like the Kool-Aid man, just busts into your bedroom?
Just a big burly bitch. She's like, you're gonna come.
You're like, "Fuck, Dan Cook's so
She just
funny."
starts counting down. She busts in the room. She's like 8, 7.
She's at 3, hasn't touched you yet.
has
You're like,
Adam
oh no,
Crochet.
what's gonna happen?
Oh
Adam's
yeah.
voice, dude.
Now take
Oh,
out
God.
your dick. I'm gonna suck it.
You Puerto Rican?
Because I hate it.
You better not have a pube.
Come and get
remember-
this fur muffin.
When Chris did an impression of Adam's mom, and he just did an impression of Adam. It's
That's
like,
right.
that
I
is-
stole that. I stole that.
that
joke.
sounds
I always say
right.
that. I'm like, his mom sounds the same, but
You have
that's
no integrity.
That's a Chris. It's a Chris. It's just such a good Chris joke.
But what's the back of the hat? I keep looking. I'm looking at it like
Oh, I
peripherally.
ruined
I don't
it.
see the
It
whole.
just says my name.
Oh, that's
That
not
was a
ruined.
failed
It's
attempt.
just
like
not
it's
as
ruined.
good as I thought it would be, but you know, yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
like your
it's
whole
just-
signature thing. It's like the smiley face with the 11, right?
Yeah, that turned out okay, but the bottom part's a little crunchy because I put like a bottom layer of paint and cum. and harden, and that's not good for soft fabric.
The jerk logo over the Carhartt looks good.
Thank you.
I do like that.
Thank you. I
We
think I'm
can't
gonna do
use
that.
it because we'll get sued.
I was
but
gonna
do
say,
like
you
it.
think we could just like cross out popular logos and put
Yes.
ours over
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
let it-
that's artistic expression.
Literally, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's-
sampling.
That's art.
And then
Supreme
charge like
sometimes would just
400%
take
more.
logos.
yeah, yeah.
And they'd be like,
just put
suck our-
Supreme on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just keep the regular logo. They're like, suck our dicks.
We'll have Jerkmates covered. IHOP. We can make an
Jerkmates
IHOP
is solid. If we take their
That's
logo,
what they're all called. So
Well, also
Hashtag
the-
show us your tits.
we could take
Jerkmates.
Pornhub and just make
Pornhub.
it JERK in the, you know what I mean, in the orange square.
We could just do
X
the
jerks.
Jerkmates font that they already have.
That'd be fun.
And
Also
just do the
illegal,
whole
but
play.
fun.
And jerking the yellow mates in the black.
We could change up. The
I
font
did
a little
that.
bit.
The merch for my. This is gonna sound so lame.
Your
The merch
TikTok?
for my senior year student council. It just said. It just said
yeah, I forgot you were-
Stuco in the Supreme logo.
Stuco.
Here's a question. Do you have a class
Kinda
ring?
cool.
I do.
Do you?
I do have a class ring. I've never worn it, but I have
Okay.
one.
Oh, I almost turned off
But
your
you
mic.
have a
I own one.
Superman.
I know.
I had a friend in her 20s who, until she got engaged, wore her class ring.
Wow.
Is it nice?
Deep in the 20s. It was
she
just
was
a
kinda
blue
married to
shiny
high
thing.
school.
Here's what's funny about that's
I
funny to
probably-
I
wear
got a
it.
Superman ring on, so
That's
I really
crazy.
can't talk right now.
It's funny to
Yeah,
wear
but
it
you
and
still-
tell you're engaged as if your high school gave you away to your husband
Yeah.
Yeah.
instead of your dad. You know what I mean?
I know you're
Yeah,
in high school.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
high
oh, this
school.
is the marriage is replacing my varsity sports and whatnot.
Guys, my
Yeah.
10 year is coming up in May.
Are you gonna go?
Yeah, I told them that I would help with it if they wanted me to, and then they made me an admin of the page.
Ooh.
Are you the
Damn,
most
boy.
successful person in
this
your high
guy.
school class?
well, if he's running the show, yes, that's what the
the
intention.
only
Like
one without a
objectively answer
narcotics
it. Like,
habit.
are you? Do you
It's
think you
gonna be
probably
all
are?
about Mark, jerks.
I mean, there's
jerks,
probably guys
jerks.
who are like working jobs that make more money,
Right.
You know, like accountants and shit. So,
But they're
it's a-
not cool.
Yeah, they're not legally famous. you
I
know?
think
Yeah.
purely off of TikTok, I'm like top 5.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm
we're
number
doing it
one,
based
but I
on
think I'm
that.
up there.
These
Yeah.
people are fucking absolutely losers. They're
Yeah.
not, they're worthless. They have no social media
Oh, what?
following.
You got a 401k and a family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
What's your Instagram?
reach?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
what's
how
your
many
Look out,
impressions
Danny.
do you get?
Oh, you just bought a dog with your wife, but does that dog have Instagram followers?
Right.
I'm so
Didn't think so.
lonely.
Oh, you've only got 400 followers.
Dude, my
Fucking
dog
loser.
has more. Grow up.
Yeah, I bet you.
Yeah, which platform?
Want an autograph?
I did see the cat that I mentioned from the roommate, the cat that I lived with for a while. They came up on my People You May Know with an Instagram page.
Love it.
They have more followers than me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, what? The
fucking-
cat?
The cat, it's just the cat.
Yeah.
And it's
My
got
dog
more
has a-
followers
my
than I
dog
do.
has
Yeah, his
Instagram.
dog has
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
more
And
followers.
My
what's
dog
your
has way more
followers, dude?
followers. I think it's probably
More than most
it's
comics.
3,500. My
Yeah.
dog.
Okay, that's impressive.
Well, also animals get followers because like women know they don't want to fuck them. You know? I feel like sometimes women will not follow you because they think
They're
like, oh,
following
just
the
trying to
wrong
fuck.
dog account. Then. Because he's sliding into all the
Why is this
like,
dog like
Dog.
Roof.
Let me get.
hey, let me get a
roll.
sniff.
Yeah.
All right, do we land the plane?
After that one, yeah.
Yeah. What a phenomenal joke to end on.
Where are my
guys.
dogs
Any
at?
closing thoughts from the 3 chains on the couch?
We got
yeah.
chains.
Yeah, you're the special guest since you don't have a chain. You fucking
Damn,
cunt.
you know, I
But
just
he's
Would
got
you-
a
do you
class
think they should
ring.
make-
That's bling.
Should they make
this
animal?
is the class ring of the open mic.
Yes.
Should they make animal fleshlights? Like this is a goat pussy.
Ooh, good question.
Just so you
and
could
then
try
is
it
it
out?
immoral?
Again.
Well, they do have inflatable sheep. You could get a sheep.
I love that we were like,
It's,
hey, let's wrap it up, and you asked the most loaded question
Well, I mean,
of all time.
no, it's a simple
Should
yes
we
or
be able
no.
to fuck fake
I
animals?
think
Yes or no?
there's only one way to find out.
He's
don't-
against furries.
I don't think there's a moral way to get those molds.
Great point.
Oh,
Great
you gotta
point.
stimulate them.
But
They
once
love
you
that.
have them, you can't waste them, right? You know what I mean?
They know what
That's
they're
true.
They
doing.
have 'em.
Those animals are adults.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening everywhere. This has been the Jerks Podcast.
Insane
I'm
way
Mark
to end it.
Carsky, Dan
Insane way to
McCarty,
end
AJ Leidig,
We don't fuck
and
animals.
Dylan Mahler. Mwah, come watch us.
All right.
Music.
Nice.
Music.
You want to give an announcement?
Yeah, give me the main chord. Hold on.